Welcome back to Sound Off 60. Former Mcneese star quarterback from 93 to
91 to 95.
91 to 95. Kerry Joseph is back with us here at Sound Off 60. Wanted to just put that timeline. I'm not trying to age the young man, but I did want to put that out there. We covered some recruiting. Your role is wide receiver coach and co-offensive coordinator. You're going to be working closely with a young fellow, Landon Hofer, who is offensive coordinator that was on the staff that Lance promoted, Lance Guidry, the head coach. Do you find yourself, you're going to be maybe tug of war and wanting to cheat over to those quarterbacks a little bit? How is that going to play out, you think?
No, I'm not. I'm going to really focus in on my room and helping Landon in any way that he needs. As far as when you talk about the passing game and scheming up offensively what we want to do. But I want to focus on my room. You have that itch. You want to tell a quarterback something. But I respect his teaching. And he has a lot of respect for me also.
He's a former quarterback at Texas Tech.
Yes, and he plays some receiver also. So I think, we're going to just put our heads together. And if he asks me for any type of information,
it will happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I think we're going to be able to share information.
It's not like you're protective of turf.
No. It's his offense that we're running. So if he comes to me and say, Kerry, look, I want the receivers to do this here, I'm going to go in there and bust my butt to do the best I can to make sure my guys do it well.
Right.
And that's how you work together.
You can tell him, well, if the quarterback would do this, it might be a little easier.
Yeah,
same thing.
It's doing it the right way. Because you have to do it the right way. You can't do it to the players in front. You can't just go to the players to make the coach like he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's something that you have to talk about behind closed doors. And you let him, as the quarterback coach, go to the quarterbacks.
Kerry, have you always had the concept that, you base your offense on the type of talent that you have to do what it is that you do best? Some people want to put different offenses in schemes that just don't work. And we've seen it around the country. What's your take on that?
I think you have to cater your offense to your players. Not saying that you just have to totally revamp your offense, but I think that you might have to tweak it a little bit to fit the guy that you have. You look at Mcneese had Daniel Sams. You couldn't try to make him into a pocket passer.
Exactly.
You just had to let him go play football.
Exactly.
So it all depends on who you have talent-wise. Now you try to structure some things to make it fit for them, because at the end of the day, as a coach, it's not about you.
Exactly.
If I tell a receiver, I need you to do it this way, and that's the only way I want you to do it, but he can't get it done, and he said, Coach, I'm comfortable this way, and he can go out there and run by people that way, well, go ahead and get it done. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing that, I'm going to keep my job.
You're not going to win. Go ahead. Jump in.
You would know, I'm going to ask you about your experience with the Saints. And you, of course, were no stranger to an NFL organization. What's specific, from a different standpoint, getting into coaching to a degree? Tell us some of your experience with Sean Payton and in particular in the Saints.
You know what? First, I want to say that's a great staff. I'm talking about not only great coaches, but good people. And I'm not just saying that to get a job for them, but they are though. And one thing, when I got in there, I didn't say much. I just wanted to take in as much as I could, from sitting in the staff meetings during training camp and listen to the way they go through personnel, the way Coach Payton handled the coaches around him, to show how he trusted his coaches around him, the decisions that were made. And then when you go into the offensive meeting rooms with Coach, with Pete Carmichael, Mike New, who's now the head coach at Ball State, and just to be able to see how they relate to grown men making millions of dollars, and how you got to handle everybody differently. I took so many notes. I think I came out of there with 3 notepads full of notes and information, football-wise and also coaching-wise, to just be able to put into my toolbox going forward.
Kerry, let me get on a serious subject. You're a young African-American guy who wants to coach at the college level and probably aspirations on the NFL level. You're probably familiar with the Rooney Rule. Does the NFL need the Rooney Rule?
You know what? My belief of it is, I think it's a loophole to say, hey, okay, I interviewed one minority. I don't have to hire him. But I interviewed him, and I went through the process. I think it's not a fair deal. I don't think it's a fair deal, because anybody can say out of 5 guys, I'm just going to interview one and I pass the Rooney Rule.
Right.
But it's the way it is around the NFL. Before I did my intern with the Saints, Dirk Cutter, who was the head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks, the year in 2013, he wanted me to do the same thing as a quarterback coach because he said it is a shortage of minority quarterback coaches in the NFL. It is. But I went back and played one more year. And then the following year I did it with the Saints. But he says there's a shortage of African Americans.
I don't know the percentages, but there are, I would think, a significant number of minority assistant coaches, and to a degree maybe some coordinators. Where some of it's lacking is head coaches and front office. Am I right or wrong? Now, no one here has the exact numbers, but there are a lot of African American assistant coaches in the NFL.
Yeah.
It is. Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
Not a whole lot of head.
But going beyond that, though, even look at general managers.
Not many.
Okay.
Not many. That's what I mean by front office.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me move to another subject. You played defensive back with the Seattle Seahawks. Were you ever dressed out as a quarterback in the NFL?
In my first year. In Cincinnati. I was actually the third quarterback, so I actually dressed out for all the games.
You know, you got somewhat of a crack in the door. Through the years of you in the NFL and the CFL, you've seen some pretty lousy backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
Oh,
Curtis, come on.
I can't believe you said that.
Pardon?
Some lousy starting quarterbacks.
A few.
I can't.
Did that
can't
really
believe you
eat
said
at you, Kerry? You're sitting up there in the Canadian League throwing for, I don't know, 20,000 yards, winning a Grey Cup, thinking, something's not right here.
You know what?
You know? And now you see Russell Wilson.
Be careful how I say it.
I ain't
Well, life isn't fair.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would sit there and I would watch some Sundays and I would look at some rosters and say, I know that I can make that football team given the opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
As a quarterback.
As a quarterback.
Right.
As a quarterback. They have some guys on the NFL rosters right now that probably are stealing.
Yeah.
I believe it. I believe it.
But then also I understand too that I've always been told that a lot of NFL teams, they want to have their starter. And they want to have a clear-cut backup that cannot threaten that starter.
Exactly. If that's who they want to be the starter.
And then they have a development.
Exactly.
And then they have a developing guys.
Exactly.
Because you have two guys that can really go out and get it done. You have that first guy that struggles. Next thing you know, who's the most favorite guy on the team?
Yeah.
The backup quarterback.
Yeah.
So a lot of NFL teams try to have that distinct difference between the starter and the number two guy. And it's just reality. You know what? It's in my time when I came out of Mcneese, a lot of guys were looking for the 6'4", 6'5" pocket
Exactly.
passers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I come out of a time like this year, like with the Russell Wilsons, the Cam Newton. The game has changed.
It's changed. Yeah.
It's
You
changed.
must be.
It is.
You must. Well, I say pull your hair out. When you read the Johnny Manziel saga and what he is doing at his time in the NFL, he has on a silver platter.
He just got to do right, and he's there.
And he continues to just screw up an opportunity to be a starting quarterback, so said, in the NFL.
Not even a starter, Rick, backup.
Whatever.
Not even a backup, Rick.
That must really eat at you.
It does. It eats at me because of the fact that I think some people fail him because they keep giving him an opportunity.
Yes.
And instead of giving him a harsh punishment, some guys wouldn't even have the chances that he had.
Exactly right.
Some guys would be done.
Done.
First time, Kerry.
I mean, talking about out.
Right.
First time, Kerry.
You look at a guy like Vince Young.
And
Done.
Yeah.
You know, what makes Johnny Manziel different than him? He hasn't proven anything.
No.
Yeah.
But as long as you keep spoon feeding him and giving him these slaps on the wrist, he's saying, "Oh, well, I can do it again."
But you know what gets
Come
me?
March 8th, it's over.
Yeah,
They're
but
going to cut him come March 8th.
Well, Dallas is looking at him right now.
No, I doubt it.
Not really,
look,
not.
No, I doubt it.
It's going to either be them or RG3. One of them's going to Dallas. The thing that gets it to me is that when you look at Johnny Manziel, a lot of what he's doing, it's not even football related.
Yeah,
Of course not.
It's not even football related.
Well, he's terrible on the field anyway. But that's
football has been
not
up
that
and
much,
down.
Scooter.
Oh, come
No,
on,
Scooter.
Scooter.
I
he's
mean,
terrible.
without the
The
off-field
last
incidents,
charge
they
was him
wouldn't be
beating
getting
his
rid of him.
girlfriend, Scooter.
Put
That
it
was the
way.
last charge.
That's only
him beating
because
his
they-
girlfriend.
You know, and that's my thing too. Is when you talk about that, that's where I get upset because you got a guy like Ray Rice who video surfaced.
Yeah.
And he's
crazy,
he's
man.
suffering big time.
Big time.
And I'm not saying it was right.
Big
No.
time.
But then you have someone that saw and he had evidence of Johnny Manziel beating his girlfriend.
They know about it.
But it's like because we have no video footage, you know.
Yeah. You're right.
I just
She
think,
said that he beat her.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think
That's enough.
Yeah.
You know,
All right,
so-
we're going to leave it there.
That's
Kerry
enough.
Joseph, we appreciate you coming in. Continued success. Good luck with the Cowboys.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll probably
Can't wait to have him back.
we'll be honking his horn come spring training and when they open up spring. All right, Kerry Joseph, we appreciate it. Stay healthy, and we'll catch up with you. We're going to take a short pause. Come back to Jack in about 2. Don't go far.